Alright, so this is just a development status update for Raccooth Expeditions, a PBBG idle online RPG that's been in development for about a week and a half or so. The last update was a few days ago. I was sharing the first kind of 3 or 4 development kind of streams showing the various progress we made on our map and pathfinding, some character creation, etc. Just wanted to share today's update, which mainly has to do with kind of account and character creation, as well as some of the in-game modals and UI elements that we've been thinking about. So let's just dive right in. You can either create an account with email or as a guest. Not sure exactly how long I'm going to keep guest accounts, or how they may factor in the long term. But if I go ahead and continue as guest, this is the next screen. This is kind of your account screen, your logged in state. So over here, we'll say something about kind of the version of Raccooth, the expansion, right? As things comes out month to month, I want this to be a landing page just for people to be able to get a quick update. You can support us, the link to the Patreon or Coffee, link to get started guides or wikis, a link to our latest releases, upcoming events, etc. And then a link to a more development focused space. So those will be links to all of those will link out to other sites, all of which I think are important right when you log in. It'll be relevant for new users and returning users. To the next of it, we have characters. So right now it says you have no characters in this world yet. I can go ahead and create a character. What's your name, friend? And we're just going to put guest user. Now, is that name available? It's going to go ahead and check if that name's available. That's a new name in this region. A little green message there. And how do you like to spend your time? So here's kind of the first decision you got to make. Do you want to be focused on combat or gathering? Now, the way this will work is like Elithor, where you can both gather and battle at the same time. 2 characters can stay active at the same time. You'll have one on screen, but whichever one is your alternative will continue with their idle actions. Now you can have many characters, but you can have 2 that are quote unquote active. So if I select I like fighting and brawling, which is the combat option, anything specific, and this is important too, the roles. Combat in Raccooth, along with all Slyboot Studio games at the moment, are party-based. So whether that's a single-player game or multiplayer game, the combat is centered around having a party of characters of, a tank, a DPS, and a support role. Could be 3, could be 5, etc. So you could either be a swashbuckling. This one's sort of, at the moment, we're sort of pirate themed. So swashbuckling, that would be your tank, your blades and bows, which is your DPS, and healing and sea shanties, which is your support. Play into that more priest, healer, bard. If I wanted to go gathering, then it's asking me if I like pickaxes, pickaxe and shovel, axes and hatchets, or hook, line, sinker for mining, wood cutting, and fishing. So let's go ahead and create a tank named guest user. I'm going to hit create a character. It's going to refresh, and now I'm going to come back to my screen where it says that I have a level 1 tank named guest user. I can go ahead and click that to log in. But let me just see this for a sec. Okay. The other way to log in is with email. So we have this form right here where you can register a new account. You can sign in if you have an existing account. So I have an existing account. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to create a new character. Now, if I was to put guest user and try that name, it's going to say, sorry, that name is taken. It's not going to let me take that user. And so we have a way, where we can keep out names that we don't think are appropriate or anything like that. Also, so that no two people can have the same account. Character name. What is your name, friend? I'm going to go Tempest. We'll go ahead and create a gatherer who likes wood cutting and create the character. It's now Tempest, level 1 wood cutting. Go ahead, click him, and go into the game. So if you've seen this before, we have a few updates. Now, keep in mind, everything I'm about to show you is completely work in progress, placeholder. The guts of this thing have not really been determined. We're sort of just throwing some stuff on here, partially for motivation, partially to see how and where it's going to fit. Some of these elements we brought over from Pyroclasm and Dura. Others we're creating fresh and new. So let's see. For those that are coming off of DevStream 3 and DevStream 4, the new elements here, you're going to see this chat down here where we have General and Guild. So we have a little chat modal down there. We have a nav bar right there in the middle of the screen where we can now show our inventory. Inventory is going to be somewhat like it is in New World, where it's mainly limited by overall weight. There's not going to be slots or anything like that. Basically, your actions as you idle has a direct relation to how much you can carry. And so there's a little bit more of a role-play lore as to why you eventually stop idling, because your inventory has filled up. So it'll be nice and easy to empty. I don't want this to be laborious, but that's how we're going to communicate that. Not do slots. It'll be easy to manage. So that's your inventory. You have your little character screen. This is for those of you that saw more of the Dura and Pyroclasm things. Just some equipment. You'll be able to switch that out with your inventory and upgrade them at the various NPCs, and then a summary of your stats below. That's for your character. Here's the quest journal. So you can expand these. You can track and untrack your quests. So there'll be kind of different. There'll be kind of some main story quests as well as plenty of supplemental and side quests, and so those will be denoted as well in there. But yeah, that's a bit of a quest journal there for those that really like enjoying that sort of lore side of things. Obviously not one of the more prominent features or expected in an idle game, but I think this is where we'll go kind of beyond what is the norm of an idle game with this level of storytelling and lore. After that, we have the start of a guild page. So you can create a guild, manage a guild. We'll play around with some stuff like that. I haven't decided if I want parties to be limited to your guild members or not. I do like in Queslar how the guild and the kind of the clan has a certain PvP power. The kingdom, which is a combination of up to 4 clans, have a sort of a PvP map, but your party is just any 3 other players. So I think there will be a space for both guild activity and the party just being any 3 players, because I don't want it to be difficult for you to find someone to join your party. But we'll see. It depends. If people want to be really competitive, they may not want to have someone in their party that is of a competing guild. So we'll see how that goes. Here's some achievements. Kind of a achievement point there up at the top, and then some achievements that you can earn right there. Walking around. This I showed before. You can see the mini map updates in real time, so that'll follow you along. We can have, there's dots here for the various NPCs. We can also put the dots there for various quest things. Some people like what's called like a game on rails, right? Like a train where it just takes you from stop to stop to stop, very guided. I think we're going to have to just figure out what exactly we want Raccooth to be, because we could start at the very beginning here and have very tailored. You have to do X, Y, Z to really get into the game. Other people enjoy more. I'm going to figure it out myself. So we'll see how the PBBG audience and the incremental audience feel about that, and tailor it more towards what other what what our audience mainly wants. But yeah, and so you can go ahead, and here's an example of a shop where you could upgrade your gear. I can walk over here to this innkeeper, and he's got a quest. Yeah, so that's just a quick little update on kind of the account creation. Let's see, I can go ahead and log out, come back here. Let's see if I just log in again. Oh, I don't want to register. Email already in use. Yep, thanks for the warning there. Sign in. It's going to pull up my character. I can just go ahead and create another one. Tempest 2. And this time I'll create a brawler who's a support. Or let's see, yeah. And I can create another one. So I do think there will be a cap for number of characters. I don't think it's going to feel restrictive. Create a DPS. We will have some way to select your portrait or your avatar. We have a wonderful avatar creator in the works, so that'll eventually be another part in here where either you create that avatar at time of character creation, or just at some point when you are in the starting town. I don't know that we want to. We could put it as an option. I also don't want someone to worry about like spending an extra few minutes having to create a character before they really get into the game. Changing what your appearance is, it's something that is pretty easy. But yeah, so anyway, that's just a quick little update on where we are with Raccooth. I am hoping to launch, I guess, our alpha or whatever at the end of the month. So end of December, beginning of 2023, we will go ahead and make this publicly available for our first round of players. All right. Thank you, everybody.